Hi, everyone. This is Rachel Landois, and I'm here with Lisa Chelius, six-figure income earner with Longevity, Mialisia, and Southhill Design. I'm so excited because she has agreed to share with us the system she used to obtain complete financial freedom in just 1 year. Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. Let's start right at the beginning. How did you find your way into direct sales and multi-level marketing?
Hello, Rachel. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to share with you today. Well, never in a million years did I dream of owning my own direct sales business. 13 years ago, I left a full-time 21-year career as an accountant and programmer in corporate America because my son was aging out of the after-school care program, and my husband and I did not want our children coming home to an empty home, so I ended up giving up my career. And at that point, I had no idea what I was going to do. Volunteer work, Talbot's, Nordstrom's. Well, you know what, I went to a party, I loved everything I saw, and I bought a kit because it was 60% off. It was a no-brainer, and it was such a great deal. But you know what, when I came home and told my husband, he strongly suggested that I do a party to pay off my kit.
That's awesome.
I know. I was so incredibly shy and just scared to death of speaking in front of a group. I didn't get a wink of sleep the night before. I had printed up 14 large note cards with everything that I wanted to share because I ended up talking with my hands. I kept losing my note cards. Oh, my word.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. It was like a deer in headlights. I had no idea what I was doing. And you know what? To my surprise, when I edited everything up, I had made over $400 in just 2 hours.
Wow.
I know. That's $200 an hour. And so coming from corporate America, I sat there thinking, oh, my gosh, you know, everyone had fun. The host was ecstatic because she ended up getting hundreds of dollars of quality products for free. And I think everyone ended up feeling sorry for me. I ended up booking 3 parties. I sat there in disbelief and thought, well, gosh, you know, I was looking for something to do to make a little extra income. And I thought to myself, I'm going to get over this fear because I think this is it. So first I fell in love with the product, and then I ended up falling in love with the people and the income. Ultimately, I fell in love with the company and the direct sales industry as a whole, and I love absolutely everything about it. I love the social aspect, the team aspect, free vacations, the income, flexible schedules, and being able to stay at home with the kids, personal growth, and most importantly, at this point in my career, the opportunity to make a difference. Today, I look back and I realize that one decision to buy a kit at 60% off changed my life.
Wow. Lisa, that's such an amazing story. I can hardly believe it myself, but just one kit and one choice really changed your entire destiny. You know, I'm just wondering what it was like in the early months building your business. You must have learned so much. Can you share a few of the biggest lessons you took away?
Well, Rachel, right now I continue to learn new lessons every single day. And here are just a few that I've learned over the years. First off, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You have a whole support group. There are so many people that want to help you succeed in direct sales. Zig Ziglar shared that when you help enough people get what they want, ultimately you get what you want. And that's one of the biggest lessons. Direct sales and Party Plan is a reciprocal business. You help people win, and you win. And it's just exhilarating. And so the second thing is, you want to dream as big as possible. Dream big, believe with all your heart, because anything can happen when you believe. When you're committed, determined, and you work hard, you can have it all. You can have everything that you want. And next, there are just amazing, amazing people out there. And when you get to partner with these people, it's an incredible blessing. You're going to learn so much from everyone you encounter in direct sales. And one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is you need to find something that you're passionate about, something that wakes you up in the morning and keeps you up at night. And once you find that, it's incredible. Your life will never be the same. I love this quote from James Michener. The master at the art of living makes little distinction between his work and his play, his labor and leisure. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence at whatever he does, leaving others to decide whether he's working or playing, because to him, he's always doing both. So
that's good.
I know. When you find something that you're passionate about, you won't feel like you're always working. Sometimes you will, but for the most part, you're doing something that you believe in that brings you great joy. I was an accountant and programmer, again, for 21 years, and I look back and I realized, gosh, I could have been so much happier doing something that I loved. I have 2 boys. One of my sons wants to own a Japanese restaurant. The other wants to be a big music producer. He wants to own his own studio. And my boys have watched me succeed. They know that anything is possible. So instead of playing it safe, I'm encouraging my boys to go and pursue their dreams.
That's amazing. I love that. I definitely love how you've been able to pass on to your children such incredible values and such high aspirations, which kind of reminds me of another question I wanted to ask you. You know, when you are out there and you're building your team, you must have kind of a profile that you're looking for, a certain kind of personality that you're trying to find when you're looking for someone to join your team. What kind of traits are you looking for?
You know, that's such a great question. I once had a trainer ask us to write down all of the characteristics that we'd love to see in our business partners, and she asked us to identify who in our lives most closely emulated those qualities. Some picked family members, some picked hostesses. She said, take another look. Take a closer look. Who does that really remind you of? It's you. We're always looking for business partners who are just like us, and sometimes we're intimidated to ask people who are just like us. We're afraid they're going to say no because, you know, they're too busy or they're too important. So one of the big ahas is that you want to share your business opportunity with everyone. Everyone can benefit. You believe in it. It's something so amazing. It's changed your life. Why would you not want to share that with absolutely everyone? I am looking for someone in my business who is passionate, influential, committed, who has a great work ethic, who's honest, kind, and who's positive, someone who's determined, someone who doesn't make excuses, someone who takes action, and actually someone who's smarter than me.
That is amazing. I love that description. It's so perfect for what it takes to be successful in direct sales. Speaking of being successful in direct sales, can you give us kind of a nitty-gritty breakdown of the steps that you use to become a successful entrepreneur?
Yes, I would love to. Well, the first step is believing in the opportunity, the company, the product, and most importantly, believing in yourself. Make sure that you have something that you believe in and that you're passionate about. And next, you want to pick the right company. Do due diligence. Don't just jump into any company. Ask the right questions. So what are the financials? What is the company culture? How big is your opportunity? How big is your market? How unique is the product? What's the quality and the price points? And how generous is the compensation plan? I chose Southhill Design's Mialisia and Longevity because I love jewelry. I'm passionate about jewelry. What woman isn't, right? And so I know. In addition to all of our many, many brands within Longevity, we sell personalized jewelry that appeals to 4-year-olds and 84-year-olds in every single income bracket. Our market is huge. And the quality of our products is exceptional. Our price points are affordable. And here's a key point. We recruit cross-border. Women and men from all over the world love our brands, and the compensation plan is one of the best that I have ever seen.
Wow.
I know. So the next suggestion I would have is have a vision of the road ahead. Commit fully and commit long-term. Don't be wishy-washy. Don't sit on the fence. Understand that owning a business is not a sprint. It's a journey over time. It's something that you're going to build over time, one step at a time. And so you'll want to go ahead and decide what you want with your business. You want to set SMART goals, and SMART stands for specific goals that are measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. And then you want to take action. Treat your business like $1 million business. You want to plan your work, and that's key. Plan your work and then work your plan. Be a sponge. Find people who are successful at what you want to do and just listen and learn. Listen and learn as much as you can from everyone. And remember, share your business opportunity. It is, you are so in love with your business, you want to share it with everyone.
Wow. Those are great tips, Lisa. Thank you so much for sharing those. One of the things that I hear in direct sales a lot is that this business is simple, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's always easy. It takes a lot of effort. How did you acquire the skills that you needed to be successful?
Well, one of the first things that I've done is I've partnered with the right people. So I've partnered with people who are as smart or smarter than me. And I've absorbed every single bit of training that I could. You know, I've attended every call, every meeting. You want to be around people who inspire you, and you just want to be a sponge. Take in everything. You want to invest in yourself, purchase training from experts in the direct sales industry and also the leadership industry, and play. You know, much of this is trial and error, and that's part of the fun. You get to think outside the box. You want to zoom focus in on every aspect of your business to see what works and then strive to make it better.
Wow. You know, a lot of those sound a little tricky, a lot of difficulty, and a lot of trial and error is never an easy path. What kind of obstacles did you encounter early on in your career, and kind of a little bit about how you moved past those?
Okay, well, you know what? I remember crying at the beach on an incentive trip that I had earned because I wanted to advance, and I just didn't know how. I know. I had actually considered quitting. I had a full calendar, 10 parties a month. I remember one day waking up and thinking, I have cried almost every day for a month. Why in the world would I even think about giving up something that I love so much? My business is so important to me. And I came to realize that I needed more guidance and direction, and that is when I decided if it's to be, it's up to me. I took responsibility for my business. I'm a strong leader today because I was hungry for training, and I simply searched out opportunities that would help me achieve success. That's when I started listening to audios on direct sales and leadership. That's when I started reading every book I could get my hands on about the industry. I also hired a coach, and I invested in my future. That investment has paid off over and over and over again.
Oh, man. That is such a strong story about how just taking ownership of what you wanted and taking responsibility for it really is what got you to the next level and where you are today. I think that's a great tip. So just one more question. Really, what would you say if you could give away the biggest secret, the biggest tip, the key that people could use right now who are looking to be their own boss and generate a six-figure income?
Great question. And that's one that I had to think long and hard on. You know, the biggest secret is that you can do it. Many people within the direct sales industry have been successful. Many are earning six-figure incomes. So whether it's just a couple $100 extra each month or several thousand, this business changes lives. I talked to my brother and sister recently about this new opportunity, and I have to say it was one of the most awkward conversations that I've had. And you know what? I have had the opportunity to help hundreds and hundreds of men and women realize their dreams. I want that for my family and friends. I want my family and friends to realize their dreams too. And people are skeptical. I'm also skeptical. I was scared to death to jump in. But you know what? If I had not jumped in, I would not be a successful entrepreneur today. We would not have the financial security we have today. And think of everything that I would have missed out on: friends, financial freedom, extraordinary trips, a lifestyle that most people only dream of. And with longevity, you can change your life by starting a business for just $25. $25 to change your life. You just need to jump in.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Lisa. I learned so much, and you're charming as always. If our listeners might want to learn more about joining your team, building a successful business, or just kind of what you've got going on in your life, where can they find you?
Well, they have a couple of different options. They can go to my blog, which is www.celebratingeverydaywithstyle.com, www.celebratingeverydaywithstyle.com, or they can go to my longevity site, which is www.lisachelius, my90forlife.com, or they can email me directly at lisachelius@comcast.net. And Chelius is spelled Chelius. Thanks so much, Rachel. It's been so much fun sharing with you today.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm so excited, and I can't wait for our next chat. I think we have some really exciting tips in store and sharing with people about how to build the business of their dreams and ultimately be successful. So we look forward to catching everyone next time, celebrating every day with style.
Thanks so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.